Hello all and welcome to tonight's live stream. Please do me a big favour and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like the content and you want to hear me talk more about Wednesday situation and what's going on. So I will wait for some people to get into the room. I will start getting this sent everywhere where I know I can get it. So give me a moment. Put my thing in. P1KVH. Put one. Go. Copy. Twitter. Let me just get it shared everywhere. Oh, why Twitter being such a dick? Faith. Oh, put a little hashtag in there. FWFC. Tweet. We will go to my page. Paste. Get in here. Find out if anyone else is about. Let's see if Adam's about. Hang on a minute. There we go. There we go. Evening guys, how are you doing? Hey Shush, how are you mate? Let me get this on the right bit. That was the wrong page whatsoever. So, how are we all doing tonight? Bit of a... Well, I won't say it's a bit of a predictable stream, but at the same time it's not, because I've kind of like actually planned this. Put a video up saying that I would possibly be live tonight, and lo and behold, I am. Which makes a nice little change. So yeah, with the season starting... What the fuck is that? Oh my god, the heavens have come down. Who pissed off the gods? So, with the season starting very, very soon, i.e. this Saturday, we are in a position where we want to know who can be playing. We want to know what players can play. We want to know which players are going to play once their contract is done. Because that's the situation we've got at the minute. We are going to have a situation come June 30th. They're going to be players that either A, can't play due to contract thing, or B, don't want to play because they haven't got the contract sorted. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the restart itself, and we'll talk about how we need a good start to this restart. Hi Glenn, oh, I'm glad for you, mate. I'm glad you're back in Midlands now. I bet it's great to see you last and everything. Oh, I'm happy for you, mate. So it'll be interesting to see what we do. So let's start with the contract talks. So I will see if this works. It probably won't because it's our website. But so I will put it to you now. If the stream dies, that'll be because we've had thunder and lightning, and I've either had a power surge or I've had a power cut. If the stream dies, that you'll know why, kind of thing. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully there's no power cut tonight. I really can't be dealing with my house alarm going off all night and having to stay up for it, considering I don't get a break tomorrow. So let me just see if I can bring this up. So has everyone seen the fact that we already have our first injury to this little... Oh, fuck. Guys, I'm possibly going to end this live stream now, because I just heard that thunder. I don't know. What do we think? Do I carry on and see what happens and go from there? I just don't want a power cut. We'll see what happens, but that was a long rumbling thunder, that. So, yeah. Fuck. Here comes the thunder and lightning. Great. Be right back a minute. Back. Oh shit. I'm back. Sorry about that. I just got to go give my wife the thunder. The light just in case we lose power because she's gone for a shower, and I don't really want to stumble around in the dark. So we'll try again. So contract talks are an interesting one because we have a situation now that we have a couple of players who are on loan. We have a couple of players, well, more than a couple of players, let's be honest. We have a lot of players that are out of contract and we don't know what can happen. So, where is it? Here it is. So, the new Star reporter, Joe Crane, has been doing some digging on Fortieri's situation, and he's done what every good journalist does. He's gone to the agent, and he's been given pelted for that by a lot of people on social media saying, why are you going to the agent? Why are you getting him involved? It's like, his job is to investigate what happens with players. So the first thing he's going to do is go to Fernando's agent. That's his job. His job is to dig out the story and find out what's going on. So he's not going to wait on the club to say anything. He's going to go find it. And the article was very good. I was very impressed with the write-up. Let's see if this is still set to share screen. It is. Wow, I am over thinking. But here we go. So let's see if you can see this. You should be able to see my screen now. Let's have a look. So here's the article itself. Oh, hell no, it's not. I'll just jumped onto that. So here's the article itself. So as you can see, this is a very good written article by Joe. And the problem you got with this is that we've been trying to get in touch with, and apparently no one has been in touch with him yet. Fernando and his agent said Fernando's been working hard. He's ready. He wants to play. He's selected, but there's been no word from the club about anything beyond June 30th when his contract expires. So he will be free on the 1st of July after the 2 games of the restart. So it will be very interesting to see what happens with us in that situation. It's a tough situation to put us in, kind of thing. Hang on, guys, I'm really bad at not being able to talk and stuff. It puts us in a interesting thing, kind of thing. The thing we got with Fortieri is, I'm in two minds. On his day, he is a game changer. He can change games. But ever since his injuries, he's not been the same Fortieri. He's lost a bit of speed. He's never really managed to go after it, if that makes sense. So it's one of those situations. If you gave him a year contract, would he take the pay cut? Because he would have to take a big pay cut to be here a year. People already know that his house is already up for rent and he's already moving into a new house, wherever that may be. Is he staying in Sheffield? Is he staying that kind of situation? So it's an interesting one. I think he might go. But the situation, if he go before June, if he contract ends on the 30th of June, he's gone. What do we do there? Because there's still been no clear explanation what we do with players who are out of contract. Nothing been said. Nothing been said if they've been extended properly. There's still little things like that people still don't know. The last I heard was that they were all being extended until the end of the season. But then you hear contradictory things about other people. So let's talk about the Stephen Fletcher situation now. Because Stephen Fletcher is the same person in that bracket who Fletcher, Fox, let me have a look. It's Fletcher, Fox. So it's Fletcher, Fox. Oh god, my brain comes to mush. Not the best live stream, but it'll do. We all know we have a lot of players who are out. We know Hutch is definitely gone. That's a given. Anyone who thinks Hutch is staying is deluded. It's not going to happen. The thing, it depends what we do. It depends what league we're in. It depends where we end up. If we go down, it could be a case of saying, hey, Fortieri, we'll have you in League One. You rip it apart and do really well. Kind of thing. And rip it apart, keep that together. But you've also got the... Yeah, I have seen that about what Barry Bannon said. And I take it two ways because at the end of the day, Barry Bannon and Fletcher's are busy mates. They are very well known to be extremely close. I believe Barry Bannon's even a godfather to one of his children. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think that's something I've heard. The thing with Fletcher, he would have to take a big pay cut again. It's another one of these that will take a pay cut. But if he can get the goals that he got this year and keep that going, that'd be fantastic. But I've heard so many people say, would this be an Ati Newhugh situation? Newhugh, one of the ones out of contract, Ati Newhugh situation where he gets the goals, gets everything flowing again, and we're fine. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. The moment you think your daughter got out of bed. So Fletcher wanted one with his age, he would be good for the experience. And again, been superb this year in front of net until he got his injury. And he's another one of these players who's his injury record doesn't seem great. And I think a lot of clubs are trying to see how the start of the season happens and how everything goes, and stuff like that. So it will be interesting to see how we do. But I'm starting to think that you get a couple of experienced players and you mix them with a couple of youth team players as well. So it'd be interesting to see what we do. Personally, I don't think he will take a pay cut. Neither will Fernando. You don't. This is the thing. It's that whole thing. We're all going personally. I don't know. We don't know the players. We don't know the situation. I know with Fortieri might take the pay cut because he got a new child on the way. At least then he got guaranteed work. He guaranteed a club. Because if Fortieri go from it, he hasn't got there isn't a guarantee he's going to get another club. There isn't a guarantee. It's that whole situation. Because you have to think in terms of people's situations. For Fortieri, he got a new child on the way. He might think, if I take another year, give me another year's worth of wages at a pay cut, and then I can stay. He does like Sheffield. He loves coming down to where I live, to Ponty's. He lives there pretty much when it's season mode. It will be interesting to see what happens. Like the whole situation with Morgan Fox. I completely understand if Morgan Fox does not want to have a contract at our club for how the fans have treated him. I completely understand if he's like, you know what, they treated me like dog shit. There's no allegiance here. I'll go somewhere else, and he'll go somewhere and probably do really, really well. We started to see the best of Morgan Fox now as well, which is the sad thing. It is a shame. But if it's based on his previous path, yep. I'm not basing it on previous past. I'm basing it on the present. I am sick to death of having to base this club on past situations. We need to be in the present and in the future. The thing is, if we keep bringing up the past, we're never going to see anything going forward. I'm thinking in terms of a player who's, I know that he got a young child already. He got another one on the way. He may turn around and say, "Okay, I'll take a pay cut and we'll go from there." So it will be interesting to see what happens. But he would have to come good on that deal and really, really kick on. So it would be really interesting. It's like Atinuhu. Everybody who I've seen so far have all said they want him to go. Nearly everyone said he should go. He's been here too long. It's time for him to go. But Nuhu on his day, and more than less, not really on his day. It's more Nuhu does perform, and the problem is Nuhu is one of those players that sees things and plays very well, and people think he played crap, but he really doesn't. So let's be honest with you. Would you mind the Blade getting into the Champions League? I know we're all Wednesday, but to be honest with Post Office, if Sheffield United got into the Champions League, it would be fantastic for Sheffield as a whole. It would be great for the city. It might give us the push that we need, to be honest with you. It would be great for Sheffield. It might give us the kick up the arse, go, that's how a club run, we need to run like that. It might give our ownership going, how come they can do it and we can't, and study what they do. But let's get real. Wednesday might not be able to offer the players statistic wage based on the EFL ruling. We don't know what the ruling is though, Glenn. The ruling hasn't come out yet. We don't know what the ruling is. And if you're basing it on the ruling kind of thing, you're basing it on what the EFL are going to say, well, in that sense, we might as well not, anybody who's got a contract with us, who's out of contract, doesn't get a new contract. Done. Over. And if that's the case, how come we could give Pelopeti a new deal? I don't think that's the case in point. I think it's more we're wanting to know where we are in the league before we start doing stuff. Because shut up. We're starting to want to, and that's not the right address either. We're starting to want to get the players sorted. But the issue you've got is we don't know what wages we can offer yet. We don't know what we're looking at yet. And that's a big thing as well. If we know what we can offer and stuff, and the thing is, there's a lot of clubs in the same position. We're all in the same position at the minute. We don't know what's going to happen. Until this league is done, we have no idea what the hell's going on. And everybody, and the thing is, it would be interesting to see what happening, kind of thing. According to reports in national media, Sheffield Wednesday are not offering all out-of-contact players an extension through to the end of the season. Ties in with Forestieri saying hasn't been offered one. That's interesting. So apparently we are not offering all out-of-contract players an extension. So that might be why it is. That could be it in a nutshell. It could be that we are not offering them a situation. We are not offering. That's an interesting one to have there. We might have to offer a lot of players a new deal if we get an embargo next season. Exactly. Remember what we had when we had the embargo and we were all waiting on what Ati was going to do, and that happens. So it would be interesting to see what happens there. Let me read some of your comments. Exactly, spot on. Could be just what we need to get stuff right and come up together and push on. Exactly, Post Office. It is what we need. We do need a big push at the moment. And if that gives us the kick up the arse to go, how are they doing it? Look at how their youth academy is working. Look at how their youth players get in. Look at how they're making money. Look at how they did from League One to Championship to Premiership, and they went with League One, League Two players. I think that's the way we're going to have to go through. To be honest, the only one that I will be upset if we go with Fox. I can't believe I'm saying that, thinking about this. Yeah, the thing is that Morgan Fox, his pre-season did him a world of good. He did so well in his pre-season where he paid for the army boot camp thing, came back looking stronger, meaner, looked like he had something to prove. He looked like he had a massive point to prove. And that's the thing. If you've got a point to prove, especially when it comes to a contract, the worrying thing with Fox is, though, we offered him a deal at Christmas and he didn't sign it. There was a deal in place at Christmas for Fox and it never got signed. So that makes you wonder, is he looking elsewhere already? Maybe he was already looking at going. So it's interesting to see what happens there. Fletcher's 32, recent injury, I could understand, but to let him go, I will give him a 1 year. A 1 year deal for Fletcher would make sense. What I'm saying is realistic. We have to balance the books. Yeah, but you're saying we have to balance the books, Glenn, and I completely get your point. We have to balance the book completely. But at the same time, there's balancing the books and making huge cuts and gutting the team completely, right? Which I've heard some people say. You cannot gut the team completely. It's just not going to happen. If you gut a team completely, you're going to gut a lot of the players that are there who has helped build character, help build bonds and stuff. And sometimes you need some of those players there. Forestieri is one of those one for me that needed to properly kick on when he came back from a ban and do things. And it just hasn't worked yet. But I can understand if the club did offer him one. But I can also understand the club not offering one. And it kind of said to me, I think he's already gone, but you'll see what he's like in the transfer window. What happens? Yeah, I seen that, mate. I was speaking to DJ about it on Facebook earlier. He's just been released. He would be really, really good. He's a good player as well. The only problem you got with Marcus Maddison, and it's from both Hull and Peterborough, apparently he's a bit of a troublemaker. He can cause big problems in dressing rooms. One of the reasons Peterborough wanted to get him out the door, and the other reason was Hull, the manager, knew him anyway. The only issue that I've heard with that, people saying Tom Huddleston stuff. But that doesn't fit what we're after, kind of thing. Tom Huddleston is 33, right? That completely contradicts everything what we're looking at. If that's the case, because the thing is, I'm all for getting experienced players, and Tom Huddleston is a very experienced player, and I love the fact that he's experienced and he would do quite well in our midfield. But the thing you got is, we've all been calling out that we need younger players, and then we get links like that. I'd rather bring in the Derby striker. What's his name? Speaking to someone about him the other day. Derby strikers. Who's currently on loan at Millwall. Someone help me out in the chat here, guys, because I've forgotten his name. If somebody can help me out, what's his name? Nope. Oh, for God's sake. He's at Millwall at the minute. Let's have a look. Oh, bloody Nora. Forgotten his sodding name. I had his name earlier. Marcus Bennett, that's it. Thank you, Glenn. So, and people have been saying, look at his record. His record beat for itself, 7 in like 100 or something. But he's 23. He's the kind of player Monk liked to work with. A player that's been at a club, not worked out, comes somewhere, needs a fresh start. If you're new to the stream as well, could you please like the video? And if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. It would do me a massive favour by doing that. By liking it, it helps showing people more of what's going on, and it gets it around more. So I would appreciate that. Let's have a look. That's it. Thank you, guys. I'll completely blanking. Tom Lee would trouble before he came to Wednesday. Calmed down a lot of Wednesday. Exactly, DJ. That's right. And that's the situation. You can change things. Madison will be very competitive to get, but he's trying to get a deal away for Egypt. He'd been wanting to go from Posh since about 2017. He's been wanting to go. So it's that situation where if you've got a player who definitely wants to go, Andy Quick is young, he fits the bill, he would be a great player to bring in. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. I would definitely love to get a punt on it, and he would be cheap on wages. Definitely, we need to follow them with the Prem loans if we can, get a few of these big wages off the books and get a few top 6 reserve players with bright futures on more wages. Yeah, that's a good one, Post Office. But also look at what Sheffield United did when they got League 1, League 2 players in. I'd rather bring in a lot of League 1, League 2 players who want to have that step up and go for it and push out for it. So that would be interesting to see what happens there. I would love to see or do something like that. And it will be interesting to see what happens. Some of our fans are saying he's a bit of a troublemaker. Yeah, I have heard that as well. And it definitely is true. Hull has released Jackson Irvine, Marcus Madison, and we'll be looking at them both. I would be looking at them both as well. It would be good. Jackson Irvine, one of those ones on his day, is very, very good. Hull are in a world of trouble, actually, because they started releasing players already, and we could be in a similar situation. We don't know what's going on. We could have the situation come the 1st of July, we could have a very depleted squad and having to use youth team players. Look, after the Bristol City game, kind of thing, that game against West Brom, we could be looking at a very depleted team with what happens and who we bring in. I think you're going to see some of the youth team players pop up big style. Records are for DJs at 23, you're most likely not the fit. Exactly, Max. Well, that's why I like the idea of bringing in Mason Bennett. He's unfinished. Che Adams was unfinished at Birmingham. He wasn't the finished quality article. And look at how much money they got for him. If we could do what Birmingham did with Che Adams at us and got 15 million for him, that would be fantastic. We need to start looking at these players who are just not the finished article yet, who are nearly there or need something. And with Monk is one of the managers who doesn't go for finished article. He goes for people who are either unproven, got something to prove, or are nearly there and they need a bit of polishing up and training. And I think that would work well. We could have some big interesting things that happen with us under Monk's stewardship and bringing players in. We all know we have to bring the age of the squad down. The age of the squad is way too high. We know we need to start bringing in new players. And we need to start working on a proper budget. We need to stop this kind of bringing in players because they're a household name or something. We need to be really, really clever now. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. My wife just texted me. Something just happened downstairs. Let me go find out. Give me 2 minutes, guys. Something just happened downstairs. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to go check on my wife. She just fell in the shower. She's all right, bless her. Which is the main thing. Reckon it'll be September, and what we're looking at here. What do I miss? Can't see next season. Can't see next season start 4 weeks after. Well, can you? Nope, can't see it at all. To be honest with you, it's going to have to be September or end of, like DJ said, got to be. You can't have it any other way. It's problem is then when do you finish this season? You got to fill in all those games. I reckon they don't have a winter break this year. Like normally we have the winter break. I don't think we're going to have that now. I think that's going to get scrapped next season. And you've got to remember next year's Euros as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that one. So let's have a look what Max Boys League is. It's not self-inflicted, we know. Like with Atty, all the manager put him in the squad for good reason. Sometimes you need to trust the manager and justify the judgment. Oh God, yeah, I completely agree, Maxwell. I personally don't find Tom Lees. For me personally, I don't like when Tom Lees is in the squad at the time, but he is a solid player when he's on it. It's just only the last couple of years he struggled with some of his decision making, and that's because he's been in and out with injuries. We have been very unlucky with injuries again, which will be interesting to see. Be no England friendlies are just a straight through. Yeah, possibly, which would be a pain in the backside for me because I like having the break. And that's the other thing I got. If we go down to League One, my little need for a break from doing this will be done, which will be a pain in the backside, but I'd get through it. I've done it before. But it would be interesting to see what happens with all the contracts and stuff. I think you'll hear more by the end of this week about it, but I think you'll hear more next week. So expect to see something from Fez, expect to see something from Winnell and people like that, because I think there's some players who are definitely going to be going, and I think that's why we're shoving a load of the academy lads into the team, ready to get up to speed, ready to go. Like Connor Grant's in there and co. They're all in training at the minute, and there's a lot that have been pulled out of the under-23s ready to go in, and he wants to have a look at them. And to be fair, this is what Wednesday fans have always wanted. At the end of the season, we've always wanted to see some of the academy lads get a chance near the end of the season. Normally, when we're a little bit more safe and a bit more stable, and we know we're not going down, we know we're not going up, that kind of thing. And I think all these pundits who keep coming out saying, oh, we could get playoffs, oh, we could still get playoffs, I still don't know. I think the games we got look hard, but we've also got to remember, everybody's on the same playing field now. Everybody coming off this break. Everyone starting this are going to be going to start this, not as a pre-season, but start it as a... after like an international break kind of thing, and they're going to go for it. So it will be interesting to see how we do. Next season we'll split into two, I think, Saturday, Tuesday, and then Sunday, Wednesday. We'll be interested to see what happens. Yeah, Winnell gone. Winnell's been gone for ages. He's just not worked out. That seemed to me was a signing that was going to be, well, we can't get Jordan Rowe, we'll get Winnell instead, who I think you get one or the other and you're fine. You don't get both. Both was a bad decision on our part. And I think Winnell would have done well if he didn't have the whole back thing as the whole Jordan Rose thing. I think on that one we should have always turned around and said, yeah, right, we got Winnell, we're done. We'll get another position we need. So it will be interesting to see what happens. You wrote that twice. You said that he was forced into captaincy again, not by choice. You had said that. People demand him to be vocal, but that's not him. Personal thing. Yeah, it would be good with he's not the most vocal of captains and that kind of thing. I don't think Bannon works as a captain. I think Bannon's too mouthy and he gets himself in the book too much. Right now, I don't know who you would give the captaincy to, because Palmer did well when he had it. I don't think Bannon's the answer, though. Kind of thing. Iorfa might be good captain. He would be a good captain. And the biggest problem Wendy's had this season is we haven't had a settled back four all season. Let's be honest, we've not had a settled team or a settled season all season. Let's be fair. And to have it, we would be good to have a very settled back four. That's how we got our 17 clean sheets in 2016? How we got our record clean sheet. We had a settled back four. There were no injuries. If you put a settled back four in front of a keeper, it makes them a lot more confident. And talking to keepers, I personally think on Saturday, Wildsmith should get given a chance over Dawson, just so we can see what he's like, see how he gets on. I'd love to see Wildsmith get given the number 1 shirt on Saturday to see what happens. Let's see what he can do. It would be good to see how it all happens. Let's have a look. He's not really had a settled partner for Delmarks. I'm surprised DC didn't get a fullback in January 2017. To be fair, that's all on what the manager at the time wanted, but I know what you're saying. It would have been good to get a fullback then. But let's look at the restart though. What we've got coming up. We've got Forest coming up, which is a must-win game, and we don't do that badly against them, and they're going to want to properly go for it. So we've got Forest. We win that, I'd be very happy with. Let me bring up another screen. Live. There we go. So say we win the Forest game, that puts us on 50 odd points. Right? Let me just do this. Win the Forest game, puts us on 50 odd points. Bristol City game will be very difficult. But if we got to win there, 53 points. I don't see us getting much out of the West Brom game. I don't see us realistically getting anything. Let's think. Forest, I think we might win. Bristol City, I think we might get a draw. The West Brom game, I don't see us getting anything. Swansea, I think we might do okay. Preston will be a difficult game. QPR will be interesting how we get on. Huddersfield is a game that we need to win. Fulham would be a tough game because they're going to be in the reckoning. And Middlesbrough's a must-win. So it all depends on how we start this run of games. And we have to start well. We got to go back to how we got to third place. Granted, some of those games were lucky. I will admit, we got some lucky results in that. But we need to have a good start. Fullback, I mean. Midfield. Fullback, I mean. What? Fullback, I mean midfield. We got Fox. Hulan never materialised. Yeah, we were after him, but ever since when he got the Villa call, he was always going to go there. Let's be honest with you. It was always going to be that kind of thing, and that would have been they offered him more money than we could. And let's be fair, Houlihan gone from being League One, I think League Two at some point, and been told by a fan that he would never make it to the Premiership. Look where he is now. And either player when Villa go down, I think they could quite easily get a decent amount for and go somewhere else in the Premiership. I think he could do really well. I think, but like I said, Wednesday need a very, very good start. We've got the situation where we've also seen the young Argentinian lad who we got, who was in the under-23s. Or Manuel Hugel, or however you say it. I'll have to learn it. He's looking like he's knocking on the door to get in the squad. So that will be interesting to see if that will happen. But like I said, I think you're going to see a lot of our youth team players get chances now. I really do. I think you're going to come the 1st of July, it's going to be right. You're here. You're my players. What can you do? Show me who got the bite. Show me who want to be in this team next season. And you've got the fact that next season we've also got Matt Penny coming back after what I would class as quite a successful loan spell for him in a different country, in a different style of game. and that would have been great for him. So it would be interesting to see how we do there, and it would be. I'm very interested to see how Wednesday get on next season. And Higgler is a great bit of business by Monk. He really is. He's low risk. He could turn out to be quite a good player. What I'm hearing from under 23s and lot is and under 18s that they like him a lot. And the fact that he's already knocking on the door is fantastic. And you're going to have that. I think the likes of seeing Hunt and Oz and co get into the first team, it's going to make more of the youth team like going, if they can do it, I can do it. Oh, hit the mic. If they can do it, I can do it. I can get into that team. And that's the more the things that we're going to see what happens. New Hugh Bennett. But I don't mind taking a risk on Bennett. I really don't. Joe, I really don't mind seeing taking a punt on a free transfer for a 23-year-old. Yes, he might not have scored a lot of goals, but he's 23. We can improve him. And if we can do what Birmingham did when Monk was there with Che Adams and sell him on for a lot of money, let's try it. Because we tried everything else. It's worth having a go. So it would be interesting to see how we do when they have looked so much better with Longo. Longo was starting to run that midfield. Longo was really starting to come into his own, and that midfield was starting to really click within. And when he got injured, it went again. And this has been our problem. We've had too many injuries. Way too many injuries. And it's a mixture of what cost our season, but it's a mixture of what's happened. I really do think that when the season starts, you know what the biggest advantage is going to be for Wednesday out of all of this than any other team is that the fact that there's going to be no fans. No fans for Wednesday is going to be a blessing in disguise. It really is. As much as I hate to say that, I think this team does not play well when they can hear the negativity of the fans and they can hear it and they can hear the booing. I think this team with no fans in the stands is going to actually help them a lot. And it sounds weird saying that. I know that's really strange saying that, but I think that is going to be a massive psychological boost for them, in a sense. So it will be interesting to see how we do there. That's a lot. Penny had an assist for St. Paul. He did. It was a good one as well. He looked good. I don't, but New Hugh is the best name at the club, better than Dave on. New Hugh is a good name. I do like Atty. Atty is a good. I always forget that Atty came in when Dave Jones was manager. I forget he's been there that long. Let's have a look. Manak has not been able to get back in his team since he got that concussion. Concussions are tough ones, though. Concussions are ones that you want to treat very, very carefully. I wouldn't want to risk a player with a concussion. Even if he says he's back and he's ready to go, concussions are one of those things that could really, really knock a player if it's bad and not the confidence. And it's like if you get a player that has a broken leg, they'll pull out of certain tackles or they'll pull out of certain things. I think Van Aken could be a case that he needs to get his mental side of his head sorted. Hey, Doranto, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well, mate. Good luck on Saturday. I think it's going to be an interesting game for everyone that starts. But when you say that about no fans, you can... but when you say that about no fans, they can also play... they can play the 12th man, but as late, our fans haven't felt like a 12th man. And there've been players coming out saying when it's bad, it's bad. And that's the situation. But you've got to remember, Glenn, at the same time, that's the same for everyone. Everyone's going to be in the same situation come the weekend. Everyone's going to be in the same situation. Doranto, how do you reckon the game's going to be on Saturday? You can do. Let me see if I've got a link, mate. If I can find a link, if I can find a Google Hangout, you can join the stream gladly, mate. I have having no atmosphere for the Forest game will make no difference for the Forest players that they all. Hey, don't. As long as Monk doesn't play 5-5-0, Yeah, true. Let me see if I can try and get you in the stream, mate. Let me get a Google Hangout. I might start it back up. If I can get a Google Hangout, mate, we can get one going. I'm all up for you coming in. Let's have a look. Do mate, give me a DM on Instagram with your Gmail address, and I'll set up a new stream and I'll have you in. We'll set up a new stream with Door on Tour. It would be good to have him in. So if this stream goes down, we'll start a new one and see if I can get it to work. Haven't done one of these in a while, so it'll be interesting to see how we do. Let's have a look. Share, create clips. See if I can invite someone in. Live chat. Let's have a look. As long as Munt don't play 550, yeah. They pay to entertain, it's their job, and going to... Yeah, I understand that, but I think we could have a good chance of having people come in. I reckon it could be interesting to see how we do in that. I don't think we are the best team to be having the fans on us. I think that's the issue I got. I think fans are potentially half of our problem. There we go. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Just need to remember to the car. I have not done this in such a long time. Let's see if I can find a good settings. Chrome invitations, settings. Give me a minute, guys. If I can get this to work, I'll be very, very happy. I haven't done this in a long time. I haven't done this in a while. I will do, mate. I'm just trying to figure it out. Hang on. I ain't done it in such a long time. Stream key. Fuck's sake. I'll have to look that up. Ethan have 7. What we got here? If you're it going good, it will go great. If it's going bad, it will go really bad. Just the natural football. Yeah, it is. I completely understand. Helmet guys, I'm going to try and see if I can get Door on Tour to get into this live stream. And it'd be nice to have another fan of another club in the chat. So let's see what I can do here. Because it's not something I've done in a long time. Let's have a look. This is the only problem with Google and YouTube. You can't just send someone in. Let's have a look. Google Meets, I think that's what it's called. No. Live stream a video meeting. Live stream a video meeting. Nolan out, that's funny. Are you into any other sports? I'm into American football. I'm into what else? I'm into American football. I'm into hockey. I'm into basketball. I'm into all sorts actually, kind of thing. It's the real Dawn tour, mate. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna actually. What I might do? Let me send. Let me DM you, Dawn tour. Yeah. For anyone that knowing about, I follow it a little bit, not as much as I used to. I used to do it a hell of a lot. Boxing, and boxing was the one where it's falling off a little bit. Oh, what the fuck? I have not been able to do this in such a long time. There used to be a really easy way of getting people into stream to join it. And my camera just died. Wait a minute. We have lost connection to my camera. I think my battery just died. Yeah, battery died. You'll kill it. Let's have a look. We go. Then I've got stream health. Yeah, you can see me, I can't. You can still see me put in the chat because it's just gone to shit on my end. Trying to figure this out. I used to be able to. You used to be able to just bring people in. Wait a minute. Let me try this. I know what I can do. Well, I'm really out of focus though. Right, I know what I'll do. Why is my phone being dodgy? Everything going to crap. Oh well, I can't see anything. Right, I'm going to end it here because I'm on like 53 minutes. It's been a long dream. And you can't tell, I am sweating precisely. But I might try and see if I can get it to work in a minute. What I'll do is, I'm going to be back, hopefully. I will say if I'm not back, I'll do a quick video saying I couldn't get it to work. I will try and come back on with Mr. Door on tour, and we'll do a stream here as well. And we can talk about Wednesday, he can talk about Forest, and we can get a bit insight from another fan as well. So let me see what I can do. So give me a moment and I'll figure this all out. See you in a minute.